It is Sunday, January 24th, NFL Championship Sunday. Let's get right down to it on the greatest podcast on earth, CMD Sports Talk. CMD Sports Talk. I am Michael Sussman here alongside Austin Florence and Cade Burgess. Austin, how you doing tonight?
Not bad, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. A lot of action to get to today in the NFL. Tom Brady on to his 10th Super Bowl. How's that guy still getting it done?
I mean, he's the GOAT. He
Yeah,
did have a few mistakes today, but he still looks good.
three interceptions.
Always focusing
Yeah.
on always an optimist real quick. Cade Burgess, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. But so listen. With the Bucks Packers, we called this game a few days ago. Michael thought the Packers were going to win. Correct?
I did.
Austin, you did too.
Yep.
Of us three, who predicted the Bucks winning?
Not me.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
okay.
you.
It's that defense, man. The Buccaneers defense keep them in any game.
Hey, that's what I said, dude. Their defense is legit.
Aaron Rodgers got sacked 3 times in the first quarter.
Hey, how about that no call on the pick that Murphy Bunting got against A. Rodgers? That was clear. Like, he pulled his shirt off of his shoulder pads and then picked the ball off. Like, he almost dragged him down. I think that was the only pick Rodgers threw, right?
It's football, man.
And then they call it at the end of the game where he just tugged his shirt a little, and it was an overthrown ball anyways on the other side.
Oh, yeah, there wasn't much on that one.
No, that was pretty weak. And that basically sealed the game.
Pretty much did. Is that window closed now in Green Bay? Do you think they can still win one with Aaron Rodgers?
They can. They just shouldn't have drafted a quarterback in the first round last season.
You see it playing out there. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are loaded with offensive weapons. The Green Bay Packers are really good, but they don't have quite enough. You do wonder, maybe if they snagged a Jonathan Taylor or a Pittman or somebody, maybe that's enough to get over the hump. I don't know.
I do agree with that. Like, I think because A-Rod's what? I think he's 37?
He's high 30s, something like that.
So, and I mean, it all depends if Green Bay wants to win now. That's really the question. And with that draft pick, it looks like they don't.
All right, let's transition away from Aaron Rodgers real quick to the bigger picture here, Tom Brady. Does this lock him up as the greatest team sports athlete of all time?
He's definitely top 3.
He's in the conversation, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much you can argue to keep him outside of at least the talk about it.
10 Super Bowls.
No, there's no keeping him out of the talk. But his career's not over either. I mean,
yeah,
we could just keep seeing this. You can go to the Jags next year, rebuild their team, just do a full Florida sweep, and
because it's just like LeBron. People want to play with Tom Brady.
They really do. And he went somewhere where there were already talented players. They just had a quarterback last year that loved throwing the ball to the other team. Hey, bring in a 43-year-old Tom Brady. All he's got to do is put it on him. Look at my numbers. How are you going to say?
Yeah.
I'm balling.
30 and 30. I mean, what other quarterback can do that?
I don't know. Hasn't been done. Nope, none. Not a single one.
Yeah. But Tom Brady is literally he's 3 plays away from being undefeated in a Super Bowl, first off. After today, he's 10-4 in conference championships. I mean, there's really no argument that can prove he's not like the best football player of all time.
He did have the 3 interceptions.
The most accomplished.
He did throw the 3 picks today. He did throw the 3 interceptions today. He wasn't perfect.
Well, I mean, nobody's perfect, man.
Tom Brady might be. He's the closest thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think there's he's definitely the greatest quarterback of all time. Best player, you could argue.
I don't know, man. 10 Super Bowls. He's playing in his mid-40s.
And that's another thing. He gets home field advantage in a Super Bowl.
That's true. The
He hasn't played
Crazy.
he hasn't played a home game this whole playoffs, and now he gets a Super Bowl at home.
That's the reward. You battle Taylor Heineke. You get that win against the football team. Then you find a way to beat an aged Drew Brees with the loaded Saints squad. And then you go battle an absolute stud in Aaron Rodgers, and you win that one too. You deserve the home field advantage in the Super Bowl. It's not going to get any easier against the Chiefs.
Oh, it's going to get a lot tougher against the Chiefs.
They looked good tonight.
That defense was on Josh Allen.
Yeah, they proved me
all
very
night.
wrong today. I did not think their defense was like that.
They always have a way of ramping it up in the postseason.
They
Chris
do.
Jones and Tyrann Mathieu, they're always
I wouldn't
ready
even
to
say
go.
that because they've been trailing in like every single postseason game under Patty Mahomes. They just when it comes down to like when it's nut up or shut up, they nut up.
They need to do just enough. That's really their job. They just need to make one or two plays that can be the difference in the game because Patty Mahomes is going to be moving it up and down the field.
Yeah, they need to not give up 50. That's their job.
Pretty much. And Tyreek Hill, he is a cheetah. Did you see that run that he broke, the long one?
Yes. Yeah.
He's unstoppable. I mean,
Made two guys turn around, turned on the Jets. He was out of town. That was unbelievable.
And then Travis Kelce gets 9 catches, 92 yards in the first half.
They're just loaded. You can't double team anybody on that team.
To switch it to betting real quick, I bet Travis Kelce under 96.5 receiving yards for the game. I fucking look at halftime, and this motherfucker has 92 in the first half.
Okay, you'd think you'd be in good shape there. He didn't catch another ball after that?
He got a couple touchdowns.
2 touchdowns.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a bad bet all in all, but like.
Oh, you had the under on that?
Yeah, I bet the under.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, and at half, I was just hoping he'd catch like a 1-yard touchdown.
Didn't happen.
Well, he did, but then he caught another one.
Yeah. And then on top of that, he caught like another 20-yard pass. Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, like they're the what was the stat? It was the only time in NFL history the two receivers on each team or they both had 100 yards receiving the last 2 games. That is the first time that 2 receivers on the same team did that in back-to-back weeks.
It just amazes me. Like, Tyreek can run himself open. He's just almost unguardable. But Travis Kelce, like tonight, you saw him just wide open at least 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you not have someone on this guy always? Because
if you focus on the deep ball, because I mean Tyreek Hill is going to hurt you more than Travis Kelce. Like it, because if you worry about Kelce, you're going to have to fucking drop a safety, or bring a safety down, and then because Tyreek can outrun anybody in the league.
Travis Kelce's just such a smart player. He's just kind of shifty in there. He always finds a way to get to a spot and get the ball.
He controls the tempo.
controls the tempo
of the game.
I mean, you don't even have to look at this guy in practice. You can see it on the field in the spotlight.
I've never seen the tempo so controlled in my life.
All right, let's get to the Super Bowl. Right now, off the cuff, who do you guys like?
Buccaneers.
Ooh, I'm going Chiefs.
Do you remember
back.
Do you remember a more stacked offensive matchup in a Super Bowl? I mean, studs.
Nothing like this. No, nothing like this.
This has never happened before.
But with that being said, the Bucs will win by 15 at least.
Why so? Is it the Bucs defense and the pressure that they put on Aaron Rodgers today that gives you so much confidence in them?
No, it's the fact that they have the greatest of all time.
But Patrick Mahomes could be well on his way.
Patrick, I mean, if he keeps on this course, he's going to be. I feel like he will eclipse Brady, but like right now, he's not doing that.
I don't know. This is an intriguing matchup. We'll see.
I think the defense is the key. If the Bucks put the pressure on, that'll be the one defining thing, I think, as to whether the Bucks can win.
I'm calling 38-23 Bucks.
And if the Chiefs play defense like they did tonight, Tom's going to throw another 3 picks. Because Green Bay's defense wasn't that up in his business, but the Chiefs literally made Josh Allen look silly. Like,
Brady just was chucking it. Like his 3 interceptions, he was just throwing it.
Well, that's what he's going to do if they're in his face every play.
But the Chiefs are not going to do that, man. Like the Bucks Packers is a completely different matchup than Bucks Chiefs. Like they're going to game plan for that. And they got 2 weeks to do it.
I'm talking about the Chiefs versus the Bills tonight. The way they blitzed Josh Allen. I mean, if
Josh Allen only has Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, but Josh Allen is also mobile.
Gronk, Antonio Brown is going to be back for the Super Bowl. Mike Evans, Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette, Shady. Like
I got you. It's a much better offense. I'm just saying, Josh Allen is mobile. He could get away from that, and still he couldn't do anything because there were so many, defensive players in his face all night. Tom Brady, if they get through that line, he's chucking it or he's throwing it in the ground.
That's how Tom Brady's lost in the past. That's how the New York Giants always got to him in the Super Bowls, just hitting him a lot.
Chill out. They won because of 2 big plays. 2 big plays is the only reason.
They were in the game because they got to Tom Brady. That is going to be the determining factor. But Patrick Mahomes could definitely go toe-to-toe with them. I got the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to have to lose a football game before I pick against them, period.
They've lost 2.
They lost the one game to the Vegas Raiders. They lost to the Vegas Raiders. Divisional matchup doesn't count. At this point in time, rolling into the postseason, I'm not going to pick against the Chiefs till they lose.
Here's the thing, dude. It's a home game for the Bucks.
It is. That's nice, but that's not as much of a factor this year without fans. Also, not to mention
it's in Florida.
In Florida, yeah, it's in Florida.
They're going to have 100% capacity guarantee.
Yeah. It's the fucking Super Bowl. You can't catch COVID at the Super Bowl.
Top to bottom,
in Florida, you can't catch it anyways. It's not real.
I think the Chiefs just have the better football team top to bottom. I think we're witnessing probably the best offense in the history of the game, or at least close to. And I think I think it's gonna be a shootout, like you would imagine. But I got the Chiefs walking away 44-35 with the second consecutive championship, and they might have two or three more left.
At least, well, no, they're gonna win at least 4, as long as Patty Mahomes is the quarterback. But I don't think they're winning this year. And say the Buccaneers return, everybody on that offense returns again and plays another year, I think they got to be the favorite going into next season too. Like I think that Tampa Bay's offense is fucking unbeatable. I don't think you're going to put up more points than them.
I think the Kansas City Chiefs are the one team.
Yeah. I completely disagree. I think Kansas City can definitely put up more points than anyone.
I don't think so, man.
They still don't look that good, like a quarter out of the game. Every game, it seems.
Other than
the Chiefs, they
Adam
have their stalls too, but
other than Adam Vinatieri, Tom Brady is the most clutch person on the planet.
I mean, it's hard to argue against that, but I'm just saying the Bucs offense doesn't always look to be running on all cylinders. And the Chiefs offense almost always does.
How many points did they score tonight?
38.
38 or something. Yeah.
That's not an all
My
cylinders.
one touchdown prediction was way off. but
That's not on all cylinders.
it was
The
more than
losing team will score more than 38 in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
I mean, I hope so, but I doubt it. I think these defenses are coming to play.
I mean, I get only time can tell. But you know what? The Jets are winning the Super Bowl next year because they're going to get Deshaun Watson.
That's the rumor. That's what's going around. Do you think he actually wants to go there? Do you believe those rumors?
I think he wants an organization that will do what he wants, and I hope the Jets are that for my sake.
Are the Jets considered? I've never considered the Jets a legitimate NFL organization. To me, they are borderline semi-pro with the product that they've put on the field in recent years. I don't know what could possibly be attractive to Deshaun Watson, but he just wants out of Houston. It's not Houston. Maybe that's what it is.
Well, the reason he wants to leave is because he would give input. The Texans wouldn't take it. They wouldn't take his advice. They didn't do things the way he wanted. The Jets are bringing in a new head coach.
A good solid, good hire there.
I don't know about the GM. I don't know if he's been fired yet. But I feel like the Jets, I mean, they're willing to do whatever it takes now because they're still trying to remain a franchise, you know?
I mean, Deshaun Watson,
they're one step away from being out of the fucking league.
Deshaun Watson could definitely revitalize the Jets. I don't know if he would have more there than he would in Houston.
Well, Will Fuller's leaving after
that's
season.
like going bad. That's going from bad to worse.
Well, Will Fuller's leaving this year. The Texans don't have a first-round draft pick. The Jets have number 2. Like, there's more to work with the Jets.
Wow, that's an all-time low for the Houston Texans.
Then Houston, 100%.
The Jets got hot at the end of this season too, so maybe with Deshaun.
Hey, they played themselves out of the first overall pick.
That's true.
Like, honestly, if they don't win those 2 games, there's no talk about Deshaun even coming to the Jets.
Maybe they were just that confident that they were going to have a shot at Deshaun Watson. We don't need Trevor. Let's get these 2 dubs so the Watson knows that we're a legitimate spot. Maybe. I don't know.
I guess that's why we fucking rushed 8 on a fucking 4th and 20 to win a game, right?
Oh yeah, Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator, calling a full out blitz there. Yeah, what a season that the Jets just put on display. Unbelievable.
And the crazy thing is, so the last game they won, Jamison Crowder had 30 yards less pass, 30 less passing yards than Sam Darnold, the same amount of touchdowns and less interceptions. and that's your WR1. Putting up numbers like your quarterback just did.
That sums up Sam Darnold pretty much. I mean,
I remember Sam Darnold, his first ever NFL pass was against the Detroit Lions. He threw a pick 6.
Sam Darnold's been a bum ever since he busted onto the scene. I mean, without question. He wasn't even good at USC.
Cade was so mad when they drafted him. It was hilarious.
Dude, he had 28 turnovers in 27 games.
And there were no other good quarterbacks in that draft either.
None. Lamar Jackson was taken at 28th. We couldn't have got him at number 3. Hell no.
Nah. Who wants him?
I guess the Ravens did. But yeah, I mean, he's 6'3". He's a big dude. He can run, kind of. And he also turned the ball over a lot. That sounds like an NFL quarterback to me.
Sure does. Deshaun Watson would definitely be an upgrade.
Disregard the Heisman.
Take the current Jets roster, put Deshaun Watson on it. How many wins do you think they can get?
At least 3.
They could go from 2
if
to
they
3.
can get 2 with Joe Flacco and Sam Darnold, they're getting at least 3 with Deshaun Watson.
I would
can
like
agree
to
with
hope
that.
so.
I think they can get 3.
Like over/under is probably like 5.5, and I'd take the over on that.
Fair enough. Yeah, Deshaun Watson maybe going to be a Jet soon. Who would have thought? Bill O'Brien really found a way to throw that entire situation down the drain. But
Yeah. I mean, I don't think my 2-year-old nephew would have fucked that organization up as bad as he did.
I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like they just hired him to sabotage the team
Yeah.
because it's it's that bad.
Do it for picks. Oh, wait, you traded a first-round pick? Oh. It's fucking
Yeah, not
horrible.
pretty.
All right, that's the
For a left tackle. For a left tackle.
Well, yeah, pretty bad decision making. But what do we think about the new Eagles hire, the offensive coordinator from the Colts?
What's his name?
Sirani or something. I don't know who it is.
I mean, it's probably a good hire. I don't know.
Michael, you're a Colts fan. What do you think?
I mean, we got an old Phillip Rivers to the playoffs this year. The Colts were pretty solid. I don't know. I think Bieniemy should certainly get a look for some of these jobs working under Andy Reid for as long as he has. But, I don't know. The Eagles have a long way to go. They lost on purpose down the stretch. That was a bad look for the entire organization. And just 3 years removed from the Super Bowl, Doug Peterson's gone. So we'll see.
That was a
Yeah,
bad
that's
look
kind
for
of wild.
football. That was a bad look for
Oh,
football.
I
How the
hated
Eagles
that.
threw that game.
Hated that.
Literally had a chance to win, and they just benched Jalen Hurts.
Oh, and the
Like,
G-men were so pissed.
I bet on that game. I
If
was
they
actually
won, they
pissed
would
the
have.
fuck off. I was so fucking mad. Tiger's back.
Tiger Woods is back.
Great transition.
No, Tiger's back.
Tiger's
back.
actual back.
Tiger's back.
He had a micro discectomy, whatever that means. They took a little baby disc out of his back or something.
How's he gonna look? How's he gonna come out?
A little shorter.
It took.
Doesn't he plans to be back for the Masters though, which is really all that matters.
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah, he is supposed to be back for the Masters.
I mean, legitimately, that's his best chance moving forward to get to 18 because distance-wise, I think that's the only place he's probably going to be able to contend consistently.
Yeah, Andy's just so comfortable there. I mean,
Was he a five-time winner?
Yeah.
How many times is he on that
got a
poster
few of them
behind
up
you?
on this board
Yeah.
here. I think it's like 2, maybe. I mean, it
Is
stops in
97
99.
97 was his first, or was it 98?
97. Yeah, that's the only Tiger up there.
That's why I love
I think
him
he
so
got
much.
it in 2000 again.
He forced a course that has been there for years. And I mean, obviously, look behind Austin. Look how many winners there's been. There's probably like 30, 40 winners on that board.
So it's 34 to 99, more than that.
Oh, so 65. So how many of those won and made Augusta National lengthen their course?
Absolutely none. They were playing with feathers in their golf balls.
Well, there's one of them on that board.
I mean, Tiger, yeah. Jack could have done it potentially if he would have played later. He kind of beat it back in the day.
That's why I love Tiger so much. He literally just beat the fuck out of a course. There's not many people who do that.
He makes golf relevant. He pulls in an
Yeah.
entirely different crowd if he's in contention. And, he's come back a lot in the latter half of his career. A lot of times, not always successfully. Occasionally, there will be that burst of brilliance that you see every now and again. I'm hoping he can summon that up 3 more times and get to Jack at least. I still hold out hope. I'm still a believer. I think he can get there.
I think bottom line, he's the greatest of all time, even without more majors or even if he ties them. Because he's got more tour wins.
Yep. And his amateur career too to go along with it.
And the
Legendary.
fact that
Yeah.
he won a U.S. Open with a broken leg and no ACL.
Change the game.
He controls the tempo.
He
That's what he
does.
does.
That he
Very
does.
well. One of the best to ever do it, man. I've never seen somebody do it like he does, man.
He's the GOAT.
I mean, he does harness the energy from all the fans and everything like no one else can.
It's circular.
Like any
Feel the
other
flow.
golfer that like you hear an interview like they're playing with Tiger, you're like, I couldn't even, get my hands to stop shaking over this putt because of all the
Yeah.
people around. And Tiger's just like, pump it up, baby. Like, let's get it going.
Yeah, I mean he loves it.
He's got like the competitiveness of an athlete from a different sport in golf, and people love it.
And you gotta love it.
You gotta love it.
But it was funny. So in the documentary, it said every player's wish is to see Tiger on a Sunday, play against Tiger on a Sunday of a major championship. And then everybody who played like back when he won a lot, they were like, you should never wish for that. That is your worst nightmare.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah. Like, yeah, let me just go against the best when he's feeling the best on the day that means the most.
You think you want that, you don't want that. That's a
Yeah,
nice
let's just see how it works out.
That's a nice storybook ending, but there's a lot of guys that don't have major championships because of Tiger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Man, I get nervous when I tee off on the first hole playing against Cade, and Cade is pretty dog shit. So
I couldn't even imagine.
I mean, I can go. I'm good for a round in the 70s once a year.
yeah, couple MSPs in there.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to do what you can, man.
You never know. The old
Get away-
MSPs come in handy a few times.
For those who don't know,
the
my
old
MSP means
MSP.
Michael Sussman provisional.
I mark my balls differently. That way, if I hit two bad drives into the same spot, I know which one was the normal drive and which one was the provisional.
Which one was the MS and which one's the MSP?
The only problem is they're
Exactly.
both top flight brick balls.
Exactly. But yeah, I kept running into that problem. I would hit a bad shot, then I'd hit another bad shot to the exact same spot, but I didn't know whether or not to take the penalty because I'm not sure which ball was which. So I had to start putting P's next to my initials, MS. So MSP.
Yeah, it's got to start being MSP WMOV.
Oh,
It's got
I
a
like
ring
that.
to it.
Yeah, wow.
I like that. I need to get
Oh,
some
we
of
might
those
have just
made.
found a name
I
for
don't
the
know.
podcast.
I don't know if golf balls are that big though. I don't know if you can fit all that on a single ball.
I could get it printed on there, maybe get some custom made ones.
Custom made top plates.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Just get sponsored. At this point,
We could get the podcast sponsored.
That would be a great spot. If we were sponsored by Top Flight,
I'd take that on. I would take any golf
Yeah,
brand
I would
as a
love that.
sponsor.
I would take
I would
Dunlop.
never-
Like,
I'd at least see a Titleist on the ground. I'd throw it in the woods. I'd be like, nope, I'm a Top Flight guy.
I'd take it. I'd take an Acuity sponsorship.
Dude, could you imagine if you get a chipper with your own name on it?
I would love that. I would.
That
love
might
that.
be the goal.
no, that's
Might be the goal.
no, that's
That might
that's
be
the
the goal.
dream scenario for Michael. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had the chipper in the bag in some time, but it needs to make a comeback for sure. All right.
I mean,
How
you've
about
been
the
carrying
baseball bat?
Yeah, that's what I
Is the
was
baseball
about to
bat
say.
still in there?
You carry a Louisville Slugger, but you won't carry an Acuity chipper.
Hey, two putters and a baseball bat, baby. We're gonna go ahead and go to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back on CMD Sports Talk. And we are back on two putters and a slugger. We're going to go now to our slugger to talk about some pretty crazy news. It's actually one of my best players in all of golf that recently went down. What's going on?
Well, first of all, you're the slugger, buddy.
I'm the slugger?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
We're going to go to one of our putters then.
All right, we'll edit that out. No.
Yeah.
All right, so Angel, Colombian golf, Argentinian, I think. Yeah. He's won the Masters. He's won a
From the
U.S.
Great
Open.
North.
I think he's only won one other PGA Tour tournament, but he was arrested in Brazil recently, and going to be extradited to Argentina, his home country. And let's see if I can find it. He was basically arrested for. He was suspected of assault, theft, illegal intimidation,
Oh my
and
goodness.
repeated disrespect to authorities. Whatever that means.
What
Because
does
he was yelling
illegal?
at cops.
What does illegal intimidation mean?
I mean, I'm assuming he was threatening someone. That's what it sounds like
But-
to me. Like he had a golf club or a Louisville Slugger, and he was like, "I will hit you."
Well, he's a professional golfer, so he definitely doesn't carry 2 putters, and he definitely doesn't carry a baseball bat.
He might.
What about a chipper though?
I mean, if he's sponsored by a cutie, I guarantee it's in the bag. But illegal intimidation, I don't like how that sounds, and I don't really understand what that means.
Give it a goog.
It's
Look it up.
interesting.
I mean, illegal intimidate. He might be the first person ever to get charged with illegal intimidation.
And we're talking about Angel Cabrera. He always seemed like a very even-keeled, chill guy out there on the golf course.
Yeah.
I wonder what could have got under his skin that badly. And
Like,
I wonder what happened.
I'm guessing
Like, 'cause
cocaine. I bet he was partying.
I would say his putter could charge him with illegal intimidation 1,000,000 times over. Like,
What? You
What?
kind of went
Yeah,
out.
I
his
did-
What'd you
putter, he's probably illegally intimidated many things, but all of a sudden he gets caught for it.
say? Oh yeah, probably. I mean, it was his
Like, it's
wife.
like the-
She
it's
said he's
the-
threatened him a number of times. So apparently he's
Jeez.
kind of an ass.
He might be. It sounds like.
Nah,
it.
he's-
I always
he's
rooted
my-
for him in the Masters.
Yeah. He had a nice smooth swing too. It wasn't, Bryson aggressive jerky. So you're kind of like, oh yeah, this is a laid back guy. But
And he's
You
one of
can-
those athletes that's kind of relatable in the sense that he's just an out of shape dude out there
Yeah,
contending.
that's what I was about to say. Yeah, you can't hate a fucking fat dude who's good at something.
No,
he
totally.
definitely has American vibes. I mean, with that big old belly,
He's got an anger problem, possibly a drinking problem too.
He
It
spent
sounds like
too
he's
much
from
time-
Kentucky. Yeah.
He spent too much time with Maradona.
Oh, that guy liked to party.
I mean, if you're from Argentina and you got money, you love to party.
I mean, I think that goes with a lot of South American countries.
But on to more exciting news.
All right. Well, I have a Justin Thomas update.
Oh yeah, we talked about him last time.
So we talked about his little slur problem at the Century Tournament of Champions.
Yep.
So after getting dropped by Ralph, I won't say Loren, I'll say Lauren, like Cade likes.
It's Lauren.
Yeah, that's
Ralph
actually yeah.
Ralph Lauren. Yeah.
There
Say
you
it
go.
like where I'm from.
Yeah,
But
I mean, represent
he
your
is-
state.
country boy. Woo. He is now taking a class to be a better person.
Oh my god.
That's a good idea. I think people should be like they should account for their mistakes. Like you say a word somebody doesn't agree with. I do think you should pay a price for it.
So, but what's he gonna get? You need to go to a class to figure out
That's the only way to
why
learn.
it's offensive to say that F word. Do you need
I
to go to
mean-
a whole class for that?
I think it's probably his PR team being like, "Yeah, you should probably take this for your."
Can we get a direct quote of what he said real quick, Michael? Can you tell us what he said?
Justin Thomas?
Yeah, can you tell us what he said?
I didn't get the quote. I don't have it. Do you have it, Austin?
Well, oh wait, the quote on the golf course.
Yes.
I think Michael, you can look that one up.
Yeah,
probably,
that,
right?
Oh,
I think
did Justin Thomas exclaimed at the Century
Yeah,
League
his
Challenge
slur,
after his
his
missed putt?
slur. Can you
Wouldn't
tell
dare
us?
do
I-
it. Because
I don't know
then
what he
because
said.
then our podcast is going to get discovered, and then I'm going to face all this heat, and then I'm going to have to go to this class.
Michael, listen.
Michael, you're just quoting what he said. You're not calling Cade
like
that expletive.
Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it.
All right, so for the viewers who don't know, he called his putter a faggot. Am I wrong or am I right?
Okay, go to class.
He said the word. So listen, so after I said that word, now I got to wake up at 8 a.m. and go to a class to learn that word is not acceptable these days.
Haven't you already taken some classes like that for other things?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've learned a lot. I mean, those classes do something really well for you. I was headed in the wrong direction. Now I'm all of a sudden in the right one.
And yet you're still wearing a Jets jersey.
Well, see, now that's where we draw the line.
All right. On to more golf news. Siwoo Kim, the winner of this week's American Express Challenge or Championship, whatever it is. It's his third win. He's 25 from South Korea. Soon, like his countryman Sangmoon Bae, who is a multiple tour winner, as well as Sung Yul No.
Soon you'll know.
Sure, yeah.
Soon you'll know.
Another tour winner. Like them, Siwoo will have to serve his mandatory military service in South Korea within the next 3 years. So he'll go from, well-to-do PGA Tour golfer, almost a household name, I'd say, to having to leave for 2 years. And I know Sangmoon Bae hasn't gotten his career back on track since he had to do his service, got back in 2018. And I think Sung Yul No is coming back this year. Yeah, soon you'll know.
Austin,
podcast.
Also his podcast.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that everybody knows, it's that there's nothing better than January PGA Tour golf. I'm all over this. I love what Korea's doing in the game right now. I'm all about it. Let's see what happens next week in the
State Farm.
The State
Soon
Farm.
you'll know. Soon you'll know.
soon we'll know. Yeah.
So here's my thing: are they allowed to practice golf while they're in the military?
I'm sure they'll have some, time for it, but it won't be like a normal
simulator or a net. Because if they don't get a net, is Korea not trying to break into the golf game?
Well, they've already taken over the LPGA Tour. I think they're getting there with the PGA.
Yeah, but
you got Sung Jae, the up kid. You got the others I talked about.
Well, soon you'll know.
Soon you'll know.
If you, I feel like
and
if you want to
soon.
break onto the scene, you can't take your players out of there.
I mean, I get the mandatory service though. I'm not upset with them about that.
All I gotta say is I'm glad the United States doesn't have that.
Yeah, if we just had to yank all of our players out in their prime to just serve in the military.
Could you imagine if LeBron James at 26 had to just, you know what? Go serve in the military real quick. It'll only be 2 years. You won't lose your speed or nothing.
Right after he lost to the Mavs, they would have just sent him away. And then it would, yeah.
Well, there is one way that Siwoo can get out of it.
You change your name, just like Kareem. Or no, it was Muhammad Ali.
What's Siwoo got to do?
He's got to win gold at the Olympics this year in Tokyo.
Wow, not even place. It's not enough to just get up there. He's got to go there and win gold.
Yeah, in swimming. It doesn't even make any sense.
In swimming?
What? Are you being serious?
No.
I mean, soon you'll know he's fucking sweet at swimming.
He actually has to compete in the javelin and pole vaulting as well, but he's only got to get bronze in those. So.
Well, I mean, they probably only have 4 athletes.
Sure.
Bottom line. So is he South or North Korea?
Come on, man.
He's got to be North if they're fucking doing that bullshit.
What? North Korea, for one, isn't allowed in the Olympics.
Oh, well. See, I was thinking of Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, no, South is where everything is happening, dude. Don't even.
South is where it's at.
Yeah. I just think South Korea is like Texas, and North Korea is like North Dakota. We don't talk about it. We always talk about Texas, you know.
If there
No,
wasn't
he's definitely not from North Korea. No one who's relevant in any athletic event is from North Korea.
yeah, soon you'll know would have been no, you didn't. It would have been his name if he was from North Korea.
All right. Anything else in the world of golf, Austin?
Yeah. While Siwoo Kim is going to be competing in the swimming Olympics, he will be known as Siwoo Swim.
See you swim. Nice.
Okay, yeah, because he's already finished the race. That he's able to watch everybody else. You know.
And then he'll be like, see me swim. I'm really
see
fast.
me finish while you're still swimming.
That's what she said. I don't know.
So WVU Hoops beat Kansas State on Saturday, back on track after the COVID layover. Took care of business in that one against the 5-10 Wildcats. So the scheduling the rest of the way for West Virginia, the way that it went down is pretty outrageous. West Virginia is going to play Baylor twice in 1 week in February and then go to Texas. So as Huggy Bear tries to manage this situation in this season, how do you think he goes about that challenge?
Wait, are we talking about the Texas Tech game?
We beat.
I'm the later schedule.
I'm talking about we took care of
Texas.
business against Kansas State. No surprises there. We looked good. How do you attack the rest of the schedule with so much stacked against the Mountaineers?
Well, I don't really think there's a lot stacked against us.
Okay.
Like I don't think that with college basketball, college sports really it's other than football, I guess. So I guess pretty much only basketball. It's pretty much been like anybody's game. You know, so I feel like I don't think the expectations have changed in the last couple weeks or months even.
Where are your expectations?
The expectations are at least Sweet 16. At very minimum, it's Sweet 16. And I still feel like W has a Sweet 16 team. With Shibwe, it was a Final Four, I think. Losing him was a big hit. But I feel like we're still really good.
Got a lot of weapons.
And Monday will show. We play Texas Tech. Did they just beat Kansas or Texas? Like in the last week or so.
I think Oklahoma just beat Kansas, right?
I'm gonna check. I think I feel like they at least they beat Texas or Kansas 100%.
Well, I gotta say, I do not think we looked good against K-State. I think we looked pretty bad. It was an ugly game. We came out on top, but it was tough to watch.
Hey, that's kind of what this group does, though. I feel like at this point, that's just kind of what you come to expect from the Mountaineers is winning ugly.
I mean, I can't disagree with that, but we really tried to let them back into that game. It was pretty rough.
Texas Tech beat Texas by 2 and then lost to Baylor by 8. So I think this is the biggest test of the season because we should have beat Texas.
Should have, for sure.
I mean, we're 2 bonehead plays away from winning that game.
Yeah.
And Texas Tech beat Texas on a buzzer beater, but they also played Baylor very close. I think if we can handle Texas Tech, which it's also a home game, I think if we can handle them, I'm if we can't handle them, I'm worried. If we can handle them, I'm feeling pretty good about this season.
So you think this is a pretty pivotal game in the season?
Yes.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think if we win this game and then maybe only have one more loss up until the Baylor point, I think we'll be looking pretty good. I think we can get 1 out of 2 against Baylor potentially, and then the rest of the games we'll probably have a shot of winning.
I think
So
there's
I think we'll
definitely
come out okay.
I think the intensity definitely ramps up at this point in the season. I think there's kind of a
Yeah.
postseason feel from this point on, just with how good the Big 12 is.
Yeah, and when we lost to Texas, was that a home game or was that an away game?
Goes
That's
home.
home.
That I mean, you want to say it hurts, but with no fans being there, like I don't think we'd only be up 2 with the last possession. I feel like we'd be up more. I don't think it would have been a game if our fans were allowed to be
West
there.
Virginia feeds off the energy of their home crowd more than anybody else in the nation. I totally agree. I think it's a disadvantage for everybody. I think for the Mountaineers more so than others.
Yeah, I do agree with that 100%. I think fans being allowed, because it's a lot easier to shoot free throws with nobody screaming at you. It's pretty tough to shoot free throws with 18,000 screaming at you.
And then that's a brutal student section too.
Yeah, I mean, I've screamed at our own players before.
No mercy. I mean, they do their
Cade-
homework. They
Kid,
prepare.
you scream a lot anyway, so
Hey, can we get a guess on which player I screamed at while I was sitting in the student section?
I'm gonna guess
It's not a
Chase
hard
Harler.
one. Every episode is it going to be every episode?
There's
Oh,
only
it's
been
definitely
2.
gonna be every
There's-
episode.
There's only been 2. We're starting strong. But yeah, I mean, and the person I yelled at, I won't even say his name because I don't want to do that. He missed both free throws when I was yelling at him. And that's just one person yelling at you. Imagine me times 18,000.
I mean, do you think
And
that he
that's
can?
what opposing teams have to deal with when they come to Morgantown.
Do you think that he can handle that same trash talk, but in Lithuanian now in his professional
Well,
career?
he is built different. So
That's a good point.
at least I mean that's his business name. I mean,
I want to see him practice in Lithuania.
I've seen him miss wide open layups at the rec. Wasn't very impressed. Like I mean, I literally saw people say, "No, we got 5." They had 2 when he would ask them if he could play with them.
Was
I
that
mean,
you?
that's one time. I mean, it happened multiple times. Like, it was not only me. I was not the only person in the gym that didn't want him on my team. Like nobody wanted him.
Bob
It was a
Huggins
bum.
did.
Yeah, Bob Huggins did.
Except
Well,
for
you know,
Bob
I mean, dude,
Huggins.
have you ever heard him clap? Like it's one of the loudest claps I've ever heard.
Who's clap?
Chase
Bob
Harler's
Huggins.
clap.
His clap?
Chase
I don't even know what that
Harler's
means.
clap. Chase Harler's clap, dude.
Oh yeah. No, he's a dog.
Like I mean, he
He's
gets
great
his
at that.
teammates riled up, man. He fucking he takes care of everything that you don't really need to worry about, and that is what Chase Harler does.
So we've circled back to Chase Harler once again. Anything else you guys want to cover with the Mountaineers?
Watch out, Mac McClung. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Let's see what they got in Lubbock. Huge game for West Virginia. They find themselves sitting at 10-4, 3-3 in the Big 12. So let's see what Huggy Bears got down the stretch. As we wind down now towards the end of CMD Sports Talk, go ahead and check in with the two putters. Anything else on your all's minds?
I'd like to get the calls of the week.
Okay. All right. What do we got?
What do you think is going to happen between Texas Tech and West Virginia? Both of you.
Texas Tech and West Virginia. I think the urgency increases now. I think the Mountaineers use their recent struggles as a rallying cry, and Bob Huggins gets the squad ready to go. I think WVU gets a gritty, tough 63-57 win.
Okay. Austin?
I think it's going to come down to the last minute. I think it's going to be close. I do think WVU pulls it out. I agree with Michael that there is some urgency now, and I did like what I saw, especially in the early parts of the K-State game. So if we can try to, play a little calmer and play as a team a little more like we did in the early parts of that game, I think we'll pull it out.
So we're all in agreement. It will come down to the last minute, which means it comes down to free throws. Who do you guys want shooting the free throws?
Derek Culver.
Taz Sherman.
Just kidding. Definitely not
Those are
Derek
two
Culver.
different answers.
Yeah, just kidding. Taz at the line. Taz or Deuce. I trust
agree with
Deuce.
that.
Deuce is clutch. I
I'd
like
rather have
Deuce. Deuce with the game on the line. Period is my answer.
Yeah, I agree with that. Taz Sherman can do it too, though. I mean, it for me, it's either Deuce, Sherman, or McNeil is who I want on the line when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Taz. I don't know. I trust him more than anyone else, but Deuce I would take as well. Even McNeil, I mean, he's a good shooter, but I don't trust him.
All right, well,
Gonna have to finish down the stretch.
WVU is going to win this game.
Yes, they are.
And you heard it here first. You heard it here on CMD Sports Talk.
CMD Sports Talk, a.k.a. two putters and a baseball bat. Two
And
putters and a Louisville Slugger.
And we're about to fucking slug the shit out of Texas Tech.
Yes, sir, we are. Been on a roll all night. Our two putters have been hot.
Sned the ped with the hot putter.
Sned the ped. He has got a hot putter.
All righty. Anything else you guys want to get to?
Notre Dame football has been suspended for a year.
That's just great news. I don't know what the college football playoff committee is going to do this year. They can't put Notre Dame in. They might just have to play with three teams.
They're in a tough spot.
They really are.
I mean, like, if you don't get a blue blood in there, then what are you going to do,
Especially
Nobody
Notre Dame.
Yeah, I mean,
Notre Dame gets in every year. They get killed.
Yeah, and they if you lose one game and your name is Notre Dame, you're in the game.
That's true. That's how it worked. I like that.
That was cheesy as hell. Peace.
Yes, it was.
Peace out. This has been CMD Sports Talk.